Yeah.
You are so good. You guys know the drill.
I don't know if she wants
Okay.
What is?
Oh, she got me my mom. She's good.
So we'll start again, first month again.
I just need these, they're coming, but when we'll get here. Order that.
This is a new pot.
Oh, jeez. It's that big wide, that have big hands.
And you can get this one first.
And then it's also got the ceiling inside. Doesn't it? Yeah. I don't know why you have to seal walls.
Ooh, that was tough.
That's another brand new. Okay. Oh, thank you. That's all.
Who's still in?
I just have the.
Sure. Ball.
Ooh, bouncy. Yes, they are. Let's slide.
Still staying busy, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
You think we'll have this many?
We'll put this over here just in, if we need to, we can grab them.
Yeah, well, Tina comes and her sister.
Yeah,
We need 2 more mats.
but just leave it. We'll just, because it's time to start.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, make sure we have a block. We aren't in straps today. So I went and took a class this morning, early, and we've been working our shoulders a lot. We used a lot of planks and push-ups, that kind of thing. So
Are you
we
sore?
walk into, oh yeah, we walk into class and she's like, okay, we're gonna do push-ups and shoulders today. We were all like, what? What?
So that was already this morning.
Yeah. So, question, did I share with you guys last week the quote about from Thoreau? Do you remember?
If I did, if you did, I probably didn't hear much of it.
Okay.
I hear it.
Okay, so,
I have them in today.
sweet.
I heard that. You said it soft on purpose.
Right, I heard it here.
Okay, let's start.
Randy Ball. I just put him in the chair.
I saw Bishop here a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
He comes down to.
He does. He comes almost every day. I see him in the mornings. All righty. So anything particularly sore that we want to work on?
She picks us so much part of our body. So let's work on that.
No, we'll relieve it. Oh my gosh. I'm looking at my hair going, yeah, you've been in a hot room today already. Okay,
It's called runaway.
it's called runaway hair.
Gas.
Yeah, it kind of does that. All right, well, good morning.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, good morning. So, anyway, let's see. Oh, maybe it was just
This one here.
do you need a blanket to sit on or the ball? Yeah, there you
You got your stuff? You got your
go.
box?
All right,
Yeah.
So- welcome to yoga. I wanted to share a quote. It's from Thoreau, and I love it. And I don't think I shared it last week because I came across it, but it was later on in the week. I don't know. I've been teaching so much more as I've been subbing for some people that have been out of town. So this is what he says. I am grateful for what I am and what I have. My thanksgiving is perpetual. I love that. It is surprising how contented one can be with nothing definite, only a sense of existence. My breath is sweet to me. Oh, how I laugh when I think of my vague, indefinite riches. No run on my bank can drain it, for my wealth is not possession, but enjoyment. And so I know, I love it.
Sweet, sweet.
I love the idea that there is nothing that we have to have. And I want to take possession just a little further, okay? So while we're talking, we have new goals. While we're talking, go ahead and just find, oh, those are a lot. Yeah, I've got some places. So this possession thing. What if we're only good if my yard looks this way? What if I'm only good if I can do this pose? Or maybe raise my arm up? Or maybe I have to lose 10 pounds before I can be grateful. Maybe I'm worried that I've added some weight in my belly. Maybe those can be possessions that can take away that pleasure and gratitude of our existence, can it? And so if we're gonna really fill our bank account, so pause for a minute, find a place that's maybe a little tender, close your eyes, hold the ball still, breathe to that sensation of, oh, ouch. Can we find the same thing, the same gratitude, the same existence here? And then go ahead and begin rolling again. So that's kind of where I wanted to focus today's class, is finding those times where existence is just that. We are maybe just breathing. Maybe you wake up in the morning and you're just so tired, you don't know how you're gonna make it through your day this morning. So, go ahead and switch to the other side. Letting that breath just find a place that's tight here. And then just hold. Breathe through that kind of existence, that sensation. So I've been thinking of how we can access our low back like we do with these balls. Because sometimes our low back is perpetually sore, especially when we're doing a lot of gardening, yard work. And then go ahead and release. Let's come up and do it with our hands as well. We did our hands last week. But also, see if you can roll through across.
The palms or-
Yeah, you're doing your palms, but do your legs as well when you're at it.
Okay.
See if you can find, now, for knees, right above the knee is one of the best places because sometimes that gets so tight. So this actually is a fabulous tool. So you're still getting your palms and your knuckles, but you're also getting, and then see if you can take it right here to the edges. I wouldn't do it, yeah, get right down. I don't know about you, but sometimes that's a little tender. Okay, make it be, it's gonna be on this knobby place, right there on the edge, where a couple of those bones come together. And then try and find the outside edge. We got one out there too. So today, when I was just doing my own yoga practice, I rolled over on this hip just to do something, and that was so sore. So finding these places, right? Go back to the first side if you're gone to the second leg, and then come down even into the shin, down below the knee. And notice, you might find some little places that are like,
Yeah,
ow,
I didn't know.
why would that be sore? I don't feel that soreness. And this is fascia work, right? This is where you can find those areas because there's blood flow and there's nerves. And then come over here, make sure you get the outside. My outside is never quite as sore as the inside edge. Come back, maybe to that, ooh, there it is. And then maybe the other side again. And
John.
outside. No, it's okay. Yeah. And then pause. Just hold the ball. Feel the hand you've been using. I've just used the one hand. Sense the tingle and the energy vibrating. And then take the ball into the other hand. So we want to notice what we're creating, right? So go ahead. Roll through. Let's get up into this other thigh. Finding just, can I really be so excited with this part of my existence? And then squeeze that ball. Just squeeze it as tight as you can. Hold. Release. Squeeze again. Release. Squeeze again. So I have short, tiny hands. Squeeze again. And then take it to the other side. Squeeze. 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 Yeah. So ideally, if we could get on the back and roll this, oftentimes we'll put it in a long sock and you can flip it over and go against the wall and find those places. In lieu of that, today, go ahead and just put your ball down. Grab your block, okay? I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see. With that block, see if you can find against the chair right into, notice it's in the sacrum, okay? It's not up on the low back where the waistline is. So find your hip bones, it's gonna be below those hip bones. Don't fall off the chair. Try to pull the knees in, and then I just want you to kind of roll around, pushing into that block. It should feel pretty good. Yeah. Okay, instead of just side to side, see if you can go back with one and push back. If you'll use your feet, push down and forward with a foot, and it will push back into that block. This is a fabulous way to just do the same thing we did. Yeah, same thing we did with the balls, and then go ahead and just, Larry's already doing it. Yeah, just find that wiggle. See if you can let the shoulders go, maybe the hands go, maybe the head goes. Now my legs are working. I can already feel my quads. So push into the floor with your feet and find that action. Push, 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 push. Engage the legs. You know I'm always looking for ways to use our legs from a chair. Yeah. Anybody's thighs on fire? Mine kind of are. And then release and pause. Take some breaths. Beautifully done, beautifully done. All right, put the block on the floor. Let's get some stretch. So that kind of movement that we just kind of let everything go, let's do one more. Take your feet as wide as you can. Turn the toes forward, and then you're going to be pushing into the outside edge of the foot. So it's going to kind of go like this, but it's the same side-to-side wiggle, but with the feet. This is actually, can be done standing. Yeah, just let the feet, let the body. Okay, at first it feels kind of like you're awkward, and then if you just let everything kind of hang, you feel that sensation, you just feel that, and then you pause. These are some of the best things you can do to release your low back if it's aching, okay? All right. Push your block forward. We've done this. Plant the ball of the foot, push the heel down. And then lean. Just rest your forearms on your thighs. Okay, reaching the heel down. And then some little lifts and back down. And a lift and back down. And a lift and back down. And then see if you can do that a little quicker. Just up, down, up, down. Can you let your whole body kind of hang up, down, up, down? Yeah. And then pull it down, hold, breathe, and release. Take it out wide and just kind of roll through that ankle. Go both directions. Go ahead and turn it out to the side and just a little point and flex. And then bring it up, turn it in. This is a little different. Point and flex. Yeah, you feel that kind of go clear up into the hip. You're like, what? Yeah, that rotation, this is what makes the hips so amazing, is they have this joint that allows that rotation. But we use this. We don't use this. You don't want to watch pigeon toe, right? That's not what we're asking. But this is that rotation here. Okay? That actually connects and goes up over the hip and into the low back. So this will actually pull some strength. Beautifully done. Second side. The foot comes up, plant the ball of the foot on the edge, push the heel down, and take the lean. Take some deep breaths. Now you're going to find one side's a lot looser than the other. One side you may not feel any sensation at all. And then go ahead and up and down, and up and down, up and down. Yeah. Breathing and then hold it again. And then maybe a little of that side to side movement. Start it with your leg and then let it go into your hips and then relax your shoulders enough. You do feel awkward that you feel that sensation. And then release, come up, beautifully done. Stretch the leg out long, roll through those ankles, go both directions. And then turn it out to the side. And with it out to the side, yeah, just open. And then, here we go, turn it in. Ooh. So don't let it be the knee. Try to make it be up here. I know. Yeah. Breathe. Keep the bend in the knee a little bit. There you go. And open it. And
A little back. Open it, a little back. Beautifully done. Alrighty, grab this, it's coming right between the thighs. Come up to the edge of your chair, pushing down on the block. Feel the thighs widen. They do this, it's this rotation here, but it's not going to be as extensive. But if you'll bring it up and push down, find that stretch, see if you can even widen. So it's like you're trying to cover more space on the chair with your rear end, right? Just get wider. Notice that as you do, your body gets longer. You kind of sit up a little taller. See if you can pull belly in. Yeah. Pull it in enough that you're not going to round through your back. I'll come from the side again, right? You're still sitting up straight. You're not pulling enough to pull round, but pull enough that you can feel the weight shift back, yeah? And it's not my shoulders going back, so I'm in a back bend. It's this pulling back. So the best analogy I've come up with, and I'm sure you've all worn corsets. Aren't we grateful we don't have to do those? Okay, but think of something that's going to cover this, okay, and they've got strings on the back, remember, to tighten. Somebody's pulling on those strings. Just pull that in. Yeah, the weight will shift. You're still on sit bones, but instead of being forward, you're now right up over the sit bones, okay? Squeezing this, pushing down, holding this, wiggle. Keep the hold. You'll find that it just goes a little bit different. So this is just a vibrational work that we're doing, finding so much gratitude for our existence, right? For this opportunity, and then release. You feel that energy.
Yeah.
You feel that work. Beautifully done.
It wasn't going to come down automatically.
So, go ahead and lose the block. So one of the things that happens when we make ourselves hold a block, when we, that kind of thing, is we use some intrinsic muscles that we might not know that aren't really working. So go ahead and swing those arms up. Oh, we need some shoulder circles. You can plant hands on shoulders, you can take them wide. Just find some range of motion. Elbows up and back, and then reverse it. Go back, and up and forward. Yeah. Go ahead and lift the chin. Stretch. We always do that kind of stretch our neck. You're still rolling through the shoulders, both directions. Come back the second time. And then go ahead and tuck the chin. You'll feel a stretch along the sides of the neck. Try to pull the shoulders down towards the chair seat. And then keep rolling that. You're not going to have as much range of motion. But that right here, just one of the best things. In fact, let's just gently push them back. Bring them forward. Push them back. See if you can feel the shoulder blades squeeze together. Notice what it's doing for my back. This is that dowager hump prevention. Okay, so dowager hump is this hump, right? Right here. Okay, it's because this muscle hasn't been used. So we're going to use it. So when we sit here, okay, we're pulling back. Okay, you get a stretch along the front of the shoulder, pull back. Pull back. Pull back.
It's not doing what you.
It's okay. It's okay. There's not much range of motion here. Okay. Pull back. Reach it back. Now hold, and you're going to do tiny little pulses of elbows towards each other. Just the tiniest little pulses. Elbows not down, but towards each other behind you. Back. Back. Breathe. And release. Oh, yeah. Roll side to side. That's a lot of work. Yeah. Okay, now let's get some side stretches. One hand down on the chair, come up and over. Push into your feet, push into your sit bone here. Maybe the hand can come behind your head. Yeah. Reach the elbow high. Push into this hand to maybe reach the spine a little higher. And release, yeah, roll through those shoulders again. Let's try the other side. Plant the hand, hold on. Reach
I said
it up.
that first, it feel like I was gonna pass out.
Oh, don't go there. Breathe, yeah. If the hand can come behind the head, fine. You then reach the elbow. Yeah, reach. Maybe a little release and come back in. Finding your breath. Don't hold it. It's easy to breathe slow when we're doing nothing. It's much more difficult to breathe that smooth breath when we're doing something, and then release. Let's take a twist. Come here, hand goes here, shoulder up and around. Okay, and then just stay in the twist. We're just gonna do a little forward and back movement. And then maybe actually, instead of forward and back, can you do a little circle? What? Weird stuff. Feels awkward. But notice what starts to happen with the little intrinsic muscles of the rib cage.
Feels good.
They feel good. And then come back. Yeah, try the second side here. Just always remember, you know I cue it. Shoulder up and around and back. Hand here, find the twist, and then try to go the other direction. It's like, what? Yeah, at first it feels so awkward, but finding that motion, that range is something our body thrives on. The existence we have is not as an existence to just lay around. It's to move. Now, there are some injuries that require rest or require laying. Okay, if you're in that case, see if you can still move ankles and toes, and then pause and come back. Close your eyes and just feel your existence. The waistline, the back, the rib cage. They all feel warm and tingly. And it's because we've moved and increased blood flow. So going back to that, I want to make sure I get that line just exactly right. It is not surprising how contented one can be with nothing definite, only a sense of existence. So, that's what we're focusing on. Beautifully done. Let's do a couple sun salutations and then we're going to get up. We're going to do a little bit of standing using our chair today. Go ahead and inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Hands on the thighs. Inhale. And then exhale, curl back as tight as you can. Just round. Yeah, feel that corset being pulled and let your shoulders go forward. And maybe your chin tucks. So you're really getting around. Go ahead and take another breath. Don't hold it. So when I come back up, I should probably make a clarification. I'll cue breath. I've kind of trained myself that I talk through the exhale and I can exhale long. So if you're ready for another breath, don't hold it. So yeah, okay. So that's just something that I've trained myself as a teacher, because to inhale, I can say inhale and then get it up, but I can't talk while I inhale. But I can take an exhale, and this is the exhale, and I'm exhaling, and I'm talking the whole entire time, and I don't need another breath until here. And then I'm ready. But you notice I can't talk and inhale. So that's kind of, just know that that's happening. If you need a breath, don't find yourself here. You have it, there's just, you're holding, because that's what we tend to do when if we feel uncomfortable, we kind of go, oh, I'm uncomfortable, and we find ourselves holding our breath, okay? So find the breath, make sure that it's there. I'll try to cue it, but just know that that's kind of what happens. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale. Hands on the thighs, inhale. On the exhale, really pull back, reach those ribs. Tuck the tailbone even, finding all that. It's a stretch of the back part of the body. And then inhale. Come all the way up, letting the shoulders come down the back. Let's take a shoulder, ear to the shoulder. Take the arm out to the side. Close your eyes and feel the stretch across the top of the shoulder into the neck. Okay, just stretch. Go ahead and turn the palm up and notice the shoulder rolling on the back. Just playing with our existence. Okay, head is still here. You know, you'll see people that pull this down. Please don't. If you put the hand there, that's fine, but you're pushing the head into the hand, right? You never want that crank. This supporting neck column of the C234, yeah, it doesn't have anything to support it. So just find the range. And then turn it back, make a fist, and notice the difference up through your shoulder. Maybe lift it just a tiny. And then let's do just a few little, we're not going to use even our straps today, maybe at the end, because we're doing all this work. And then just let it wiggle a little faster, a little faster. Still finding this stretch, right? And then release. A little bit of head roll. Okay. We're going to do another sun salutation, and then we'll do the second side. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, hands to thighs. Exhale, curl it back. Inhale all the way up. Beautifully done. All righty. Ear to the other shoulder. Other arm comes out in the air. Reach the fingers like you're trying to reach something, and you'll feel that stretch. They don't have to be very high, but find that reach, right? Breathing, and then little pumps. Go ahead and pause. Open the palm. Feel what the shoulder does. That's our existence, guys. Come back. Make a fist. Go up into the upper arm. Come back. Go ahead and pump a little bit. Feeling the work in the shoulder, but into the neck. And then release. You can shake it out if you need to. You can roll through those shoulders. Beautiful.
It's unusual. I can't go any further than this on my hands. Trying to,
Pull them in.
I
The
can't,
palms.
I can't get, that's as far as I can go.
You're just using here. Try to turn with your elbow. Can you do that?
I'm trying.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's just a hindrance. Does it hurt your shoulder to do that? Or is it just can't move?
I just,
Just can't move.
it's there and it doesn't want to go any further.
Okay. So try this. Great question. He's saying that what happens is he can't get that range of motion, that twist.
See?
Yeah. You're just kind of like, well, why can't I move? Put the back of your hands on your thighs. Okay. Now take one hand on top of the other, right? And then take the weight, the palm, just right there on the thumb and and put a little pressure into it. Does it hurt?
Yes.
Okay. If it hurts, don't do it. If it's just, I can't move it, that's a different. So I would probably, this kind of an action would be fabulous for you. Because it's not really the wrist. It's up into the elbow. Okay. So even an in and out type of a movement, right? Try to move it with your shoulder instead of your hands. Take your shoulder up, your elbow, and then take it back in. And take it up, and take it back in. Take it up, take it in. How's that feel? Does it hurt?
Right there.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other thing that might be is to put the elbows right into your waistline.
It's just
And
as
then
far as that
just,
goes.
yeah, that's fine. and then you're just thumbs back. You're just trying to get the thumbs to go back, 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 like a hitchhiker, right? Breathe. Don't hold that breath. That's when you'll pass out. You don't want that today.
None of us are.
Or ever, or ever. And then try to go like this, turn your thumb down. Okay? How's that rotation? Is that okay on your shoulders?
That's good right there.
Yeah, take your elbows up, up. Oh yeah, just little pumps, up, up. Try to pull the shoulders instead of here. Pull them down, yeah, and shoulders up, yeah, and then release. So that kind of work would be valuable. Do you feel a tinkle in your fingers? That's because we're accessing into the spine, the nerves, that existence.
What nerve?
The nerves. Every muscle
Okay.
in our body has its own nerve. All the nerves originate on the spine, brain and down the spine. And then they run to each muscle. So when you're doing something and you feel that tingly vibration, when you're doing some repetitive this kind of motion, you know that not only are you accessing here, but the nerve that's making it do that is up here. And it's getting there's a little bit of time where the nerve is impinged. It's pressed on and then released and pressed on and released. And that's what causes the tingle. Pretty amazing. This existence of our body. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you're watching golf. I know you like to watch golf.
Yes, I do.
Then you're doing something like this while you're watching golf. Yeah. Not just here, because you want the range of motion.
I know, this is.
Let's do the twist. I know it is, but you're looking for range of motion. So look, okay, we're gonna do some golf twisting today. Hey, we can do that. Okay, so hold your hands just like you would. I know this isn't how you'd hold a club. You go like this and all that kind of stuff. But kind of just play with me for a minute and type your twist. Now, as I go here,
Arnie, you can read.
well, you gotta go both ways. Go that way. And as you go here, try to pull back on the hip. There's that opposition, and then you come back to center, and you're gonna go the other way. As you go this way, this hip pulls back. It's creating that oppositional twist. And then come back. And let's look forward, and here, and back. Now, when we get faster, we tend to forget this. So you go this way, but the hip's pulling back, 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 hip back, hip back, hip back. Taking the twist, not just having it be little, but having it take it all the way down to the base of the spine. Yeah. Breathing, breathing all along the way. Okay, beautifully done. Go ahead and lean forward. Put your hands, your elbows on your thighs, and then tuck your chin, and I want you to round the spine and just hang. Does that feel good on the low back? Does that stretch your low back? Try to reach maybe your shoulder blades towards the back of the room. I'm glad you brought that up, Larry. That was excellent. We can always adapt. See if you can push it to your feet and try to push them forward, like you're going to push your chair back, but your chair's not going back. You're not pushing that hard. But you'll start to feel a give right at the base of that low back, where the lumbar five, and where the thoracic and the lumbar meet. There's just that stretch. And then come all the way up. Okay. Feel pretty good? Let's stand. Go ahead, and you're just going to come around to the back. I move so that they can see the TOs. Oh, Facebook shut off, or Instagram shut off again. Why it does that? It's been lately. But we'll just leave it. So stretch back. Yeah. Legs, try to get them straight forward, not turned out. Okay. And then just bend the knees and straighten, and bend and straighten. Bend, but you're sticking your rear end as far back as you can. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten, and then come up, round. That same round, feel those, the low back, feel like you've got those corset strings. They're lifting you, you're walking all the way back in. Come all the way up, roll the shoulders, and just come to your straight up. Sweep the arms up. And, oh, I can still feel my shoulders from yesterday. Inhale up. And plant the hands, you're going back again. Walk it back, bend the knees, stick your rear end back. Moon somebody behind you. Anybody watch the moon last night?
Yes.
Did you see it really well?
I set the clock. Siri woke me up.
Yeah.
I saw it.
If we do that.
Did you have a telescope or could you just see it with your eye?
I just saw it.
Yeah. I was hoping that the neighbor, David, would have his.
You can see more on television when they show it than, you know.
It's not quite the same. Come all the way back up.
Yeah.
Stand. Okay, let's just do a little bit of this. Okay, do you remember those toys? Did you have one of those toys as a little kid? That you went like this and the ball went boom, boom,
Yes.
boom, like on the drum. Okay, feel like your drum. Let yourself hit. Just swing. Find the swing. Now, that movement, go ahead and pause. The movement we did side to side on the chair like this, right, with our legs wide, try to do it here. I could do it with my rear end to the camera. I don't really want to. Just say
We
it.
won't look.
You won't look, yeah.
Surely.
So take your feet wide, toes in, make sure your socks don't slip. Tiniest bend in the knee, but you're gonna push into the outside edge of the foot, which is here, right? And then you're just gonna do this little wobble. Hold on to your chair and just do the little wobble, side to side. It's one of the best things to release low back pressure. If you can, you want to get to a place that maybe you can just hang your arms. Okay, so on a counter in the kitchen, if you're working in the kitchen, this is fabulous to just find that energy to release the tension. And then go ahead and plant those hands and walk back up. Does that feel, do you feel how that just kind of releases? It will release all through back here. It's a valuable tool to understand. It's really, really good for us, okay? So we're gonna be on the floor doing some windshield wipers in a minute. That's another release. Come back one more time, stretch back, and this time, with your bend in your knees, I want you to try and get, you know what would look better is if I did this on the wall. Yeah, on the camera they can see here, but there's black. So bending the knees, turn it up. Can you see what I'm doing? Turn it down. So it's pelvic work. Turn it up, turn it down. So it's the tailbone going up, the tailbone tucking under. The tailbone going up, the tailbone tucking under. Bend your knees, rock through your feet. Use everything to try and get this. This is one we lose fast because what we tend to do is we tend to be here. Okay, that's a tuck under. It's not the best thing. It actually overstretches our back, even though right now it feels really good because we're stretching. So you're just up and back. But look at can you see my legs? I'm going to my heels. I'm even just trying to use everything to get the tilt in the pelvis. Tilt in the pelvis. Tilt in that pelvis. And then come up, walk it in. That's a lot of work. We're gonna roll down. I want you guys to come around on the front of your chair, but I'll show you what we're gonna do first. Okay, we're gonna still use our hands, but we're gonna roll our spine down to it. So here, we're gonna tuck our chin, and then we're gonna lower, trying to just you'll come down when you hit the chair. You can stay there, but come as low. You'll get a place where you just kind of stop. And then come back up. You're gonna kind of tuck under and try to stack one vertebrae on top of the other, coming all the way back up. So give that a try. Yeah, so come all the way back to standing, yeah. And then you're starting by just tucking the chin, and so you're thinking just like you're just gonna roll up your spine, one vertebrae at a time. So tuck the chin, and then the shoulders kind of come, and then the low back, mid back, and then the low back, and come to where you can't go any further. You're just kind of dead, and you stop, right? And then start from there, lifting all the way back up, stacking vertebrae on vertebrae, and come up. Go ahead and take the shoulder, look over one ear, and then look over the next ear. Come back to that first side, beautifully done. And then ear to shoulder, reach the chin up, spreading the neck. Make it wide. If you jut your jaw, and then up and over, that ball's right here. Pull the shoulders down the back. Beautifully done. And then come back. That's another exercise every day. So we're looking, one of the things we're trying to do is find the mobility of the spine, right? Have it work. Finding that, just that existence. So I'm going to turn the lights off. Go ahead and come onto your backs, since we're already up. Come onto your back. Windshield wipers. I wanted to give you a time, and then keep your strap handy, because we'll kind of put it by your mat. Because we'll use the strap on our legs. Okay. I'm going to turn side to side because I can see better on the video. You guys can see me better too. However, go back even a little further. Yeah, make sure you've got the blanket underneath your head if you need it. There you go. I got it. I know, it's like the only time we ever do this, Debbie, is in class, right? I know how this works.
You got that man. Nozzle there.
Right on the nozzle. I'm sharp as a tack, let me tell you. You get that up a little bit more. Let me see if you can be hard.
I do it all wrong.
No, you don't. You don't. Ah, bend those knees. So, the blanket setup, we'll just show that again. I've shown it before, you know, like my dad says, but you like to eat every day. So, I'm just creating a little roll for the cervical curve for your neck, okay, and a little pattern for the head. So go ahead, windshield wipers, right? Just side to side with the knees. Feet are just about hip bone distance, and you're just letting them fall. And then you look the other way. And then they come up, and you let them fall. And you come up, and you let them fall. And you come up, and you let them fall. Yeah, coming back and forth. Reaching. Yeah. And then watch, feel, notice, find that existence of right here. I don't know about you, but the low back sacrum area feels so fabulous here. We're rocking aside, we're massaging it out. These should be done every day. Some form of that poor little low back and sacrum, they support you in so much. Now take your feet as wide as your mat. And you're just still gonna do it, it's just a little bit different. it gets a little bit, that, remember that hip that we did that turning in? This gets into that hip a little bit. If your knees bother, you're not putting any pressure on the knees. Your twist may be smaller. You might not be able to go as far to one side as the other. But you're just really stretching and moving and breathing. And as your knees go one way, look the other. Let's massage through the back of the head. The neck is supported. It's just a fabulous place to be. Letting yourself take the time, you guys showed up today. That is celebrating your existence, in my opinion. Of course, my opinion is the only opinion that matters, right?
Right.
Yeah, beautifully done. And then pause, okay? We're gonna do that same shape that we've been doing. Okay, just let it start to go side to side. It's easier if it's the hips. Okay, push into the feet a little bit and just let the knees swing side. The knees aren't really swinging a ton. It's more the action of my spine and my hips. See if you can let the palms face up on the floor and just find that action. And then pause. Let the knees knock together. And breathe. Feel the energy you've created running up the spine. The more energy we can feel running up, notice there might be a place where it stops, where it's like you feel it really strong in the belly, pelvic area, up into the rib cage, and then up in the heart, you're really not feeling it, okay? So we're trying to just access that all the way through to the crown of the head. And so we do all sorts of different things movement-wise to create that. Okay, go ahead and grab your strap. I'll come around and help you get it on your foot. Try and make it flat, right? And then up and on the bottom of your foot. And then you're just gonna reach that foot up in the air. It might be here. And you're just gonna grab and pull. And then we're just gonna do some little movement with it, okay? So go ahead and get set up. Oh, you got one right here.
Right, fine.
Where did it go?
I didn't see it.
There you go. Beautifully done. Hey. She did this left leg, I'm not sure why. Yeah. Range of motion. Yeah, that's all we're doing, range of motion. If you'll pull the toes towards the nose, regardless of where they are, you'll feel a different stretch. There you go, perfect. Perfect, perfect. So, I'm gonna come this way a little bit so you can see kind of the movement that we're doing. Okay, it's here. The toes are trying to flex, so we're trying to have more toe than the heels trying to reach. And then you're just finding range of motion. You might go side to side. You might come forward and back. You might make a figure 8 with your foot in the air. You might just go way out to the side and but your elbows are holding down and you're moving with a stretchy strap. Okay, and then come up and back. Maybe you come all the way down and back up. Bend the knee a little, and you'll get a little deeper into the groin area, into the hips, flexors, and you can go side to side with those as well. And then if your hands start to get tired, you just release, wiggle through your fingers, come back in. You grab hold of the strap where you can reach. Maybe your reach is just here. Maybe you're like this. And then the elbows pull the strap back to the floor. The elbows are on the floor. So wherever you can be, we're creating range of motion. And then when you're ready, the easiest way to change this is to bring the other leg up, welcome help, and just change the feet, and come down and start wiggling the other side. Hey, nicely done. Breathing, moving with your breath. Finding that existence. Can we really just have such a sense of gratitude that we're alive? Okay, if tough stuff happens, we're okay with it because we recognize the gratitude of our existence. Letting the breath flow. Inhale and exhale. Beautifully done. Nice. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and just remove the strap. Release it. It can just hang there. You got it. Go ahead and lay back down. I'm going to bring bolsters for under your knees. But before, we're going to do a couple things.
You know, bring us straighties.
Pardon?
Would you say you could bring us both straighties?
Bolsters to go under your
Oh,
knees.
oh.
I'll bring them over. But I want you to bend your knees. And then just push into your heels and see if you can slowly lift your hips off the floor. It's a modified bridge pose. And then come back down. So this is like moving. We've just been going side to side. Now we're going up and down. We've done some up and down movement today. Just push into the heels. You might not come up very far, and then roll back down. Try to tuck the tailbone and roll up the spine and come back down. Rolling up. Rolling down. Couple more up. Maybe the hardest thing is to get the hips off the floor. Push into those heels. And then pause. Go ahead and go long for just a moment. We're going to do what I call sloshing, which is same wiggling thing, right? Just tap the toes. Just let the toes tap, toes. And pretty soon, at first it feels like it's just the feet moving, and then you relax the body and let the whole body wiggle. The whole body's moving. Go ahead and keep going. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let the whole body move. Let the whole body wiggle. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh. I can help with this. I can help with this. There you go. Yeah. All right, so there you go. Legs out. Tap your toes. Yeah. Let it go. Yeah. Is that hurting anything?
Yep.
Breathe. Let your whole body move. Right? Energy. If you pause for just a moment, pause. Feel the energy. Do it again. Yeah. So, just letting that energy roll up and down your spine. When you do this, it really accesses every part of your body. And every part of my body is part of my existence. And release, yeah. Larry didn't have to do the muscle work on that one. There. No, you let me. There you go. Yeah. Breathe. And then pause. Yeah. Beautifully done. All righty, Shavasana.
You know,
Shavasana, dead corpse pose. Final relaxation,
oh,
peaceful
we
pose.
get this thing.
Yeah, we did that thing. Yeah, just let everything. You're done working for the day. We gotta be okay too with that, so I'm gonna prop myself up so you can see how it's done. You don't have to look, you guys, you know. Just let everything go. Try and let everything relax. There might be some places that just don't very well. Okay, if that's the case, adapt and wiggle. Maybe the bolster needs to get pushed down a little deeper. Maybe you don't have a bolster, and you're like, oh, I can't do it, I don't have a bolster, but you have pillows on your couch. Those are perfect. Letting the breath really slow, coming up and down the spine. Remember last week we did some 3-part breathing. We're not doing that this week, but just see if you can let the belly rise and fall. And the belly rise and fall. If something's hurting, not just staying there because I need to be still. Like if you need to make some shifts in the low back, do so, right? And then come back in and see if you can relax a little bit better. If you find that's too much for the shoulders, maybe something goes under the arms, right? A block. You're finding a place where the body, where gravity now supports you. This is like the ultimate in recognizing your existence. And no longer have to be doing this or that, doing it right, doing it wrong. I don't even have to focus on my breathing. I can just really exist. And I wanted to just kind of end class as I'm going to read through this quote one more time. I'll post it in the show notes, right, so that you can see it. I just love it. I'm grateful for what I am and have. My thanksgiving is perpetual. It's constant. It's ongoing. It's never ending. It is surprising how contented one can be with nothing definite, only a sense of existence. My breath is sweet to me. Oh, how I laugh when I think of my vague, indefinite riches. No run on my bank can drain it, for my wealth is not possession, but enjoyment. Enjoying what we have, who we are, how we are, and every opportunity that comes our way. Bringing the hands to the heart center. Unless you're down. If you're down, stay down. Namaste. There won't be any live broadcasts, I don't think, for the next 2 weeks while I'm out of town. But after that, we'll be back. I don't